And good evening, everyone. Scott Zambella here with Bardstone Publishing. You might also know me from Team Titans of Real Estate, also Odd Musings, a man of many, many hats, as you all know. But anyways, I'm here to talk about Last Light. It's our current series. So if you're looking for a great new series that you can pick up and read, you're going to want to go and visit our Kickstarter. I'm posting the link right now in the comments. We're at $960, so we are 2/3 of the way through of our fundraising. $1,500 is our minimum funding goal. Our true goal, we're hoping to hit 3,000 to 5,000 in that range is really what we're aiming for. And of course, as always, we're really hoping for that groundbreaking Kickstarter where we start getting into the 10,000s and up. But we need you guys for that. We need your help to achieve those goals. Also, just want to point out, if you're new to Bardstone, you haven't read any of our comic books, through the Kickstarter, when you go through this and you order your rewards, you'll be able to also, well, I'll mention the rewards really quick here. So first and foremost, early bird special. These are specials that we run on Kickstarter where you can get the best deal possible to really reward those who jump in early on in the funding process. So if you're not familiar with them, like this is our Crimson Shadow series here. And we have 4 different issues, but each of those issues had multiple covers that were available. They're called variant covers. Now, the insides of the issue are the same, but the exterior, the cover, is different because a lot of collectors like to have these variety of covers to collect and try to get the whole set. So we have made the whole set available for only $35. But the early bird special, it's been running since we launched. It ends tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So you're going to want to get in there and grab your copies. It's a lot of fun, great covers. I'll scroll down a little bit so you can see what those covers look like. Here's 4 of the 5 covers that we're scrolling through here. The 5th one, Brett Pinson, he is currently working on his. So once he sends that in, we'll update it to include his in the mix. Here they are side by side here. So what you see is upper left, that's one of my covers right there. That's going to be the primary cover. It's kind of a collage going on of different elements within the story. Upper right, that's a variant cover by Kevin Meinert. He's doing the interior inks for the book. The center is mine as well. Lower left, that's where Brett's will be. And then lower right is another one of mine. So I have 3 different covers available. Kevin has one and Brett has one. So that shows you that. Here's some samples of some of the interiors, just so you can get a feel for what they look like. These are the first 4 pages. So the opening is kind of a prologue that leads into the story, kind of sets up the premise behind what, at least the catalyst for what unfolds throughout the rest of the story. So Last Light is a story that focuses on Siberia, the Russian Empire at the time back in 1908 when Tsar Nicholas II ran everything there, when the royal family ran Russia. And it was just before, this is a few years before the Bolshevik Revolution and when communism took over. So we're exploring a time frame where an event occurred called the Tunguska event. And it's actually the biggest recorded impact ever on our planet. They theorize the only impact that would have been greater would have been the extinction of the dinosaurs, is what science says. So we jump in the story here at that time in 1908. At the same time, over in New York, you have Nikola Tesla doing a test firing of what has become known as his death ray from New York. And he fired up towards the North Pole. And what you see here is he has an explorer up there that's watching for it. This is all historical, this part of it. The story itself is historical fiction. We blend history and true events and true people into our storyline to tell our tale. So he fires it off. We show the North Pole guy there, Captain Perry, I think his name is, and it overshoots. It doesn't. The impact doesn't happen in the North Pole. If you draw a straight line in the map, it takes you past the North Pole over into Tunguska, the Tunguska region of Russia. It's in Siberia. So that's what's occurring in real life, is the firing of the Tesla ray. Nothing happened at the North Pole. And then over in Russia, this impact happens. The theory was that Nikolai Tesla had was he could shoot this beam anywhere to the planet by bouncing it off the atmosphere. So he would launch it up, fire it, and it would hit the upper atmosphere, reflect downward, and he could hit any target in the world, theoretically. So that's the truth of history. Now we're taking that, and that's the foundation of our storyline. First 4 pages you see here rotating through. And then the rest of the story is our tale of the aftermath of that firing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So that shows you there. Then we get down to the rewards. Like I said, we got the different covers. We have a digital edition. So for only $5, you can secure a digital copy of the books. And then you can buy each cover individually if you want. You pick one as your reward, or you can choose the set of 5. Like I said, if you do this after tonight, the set of all 5 is $45, which is still a great deal for a 32-page full color comic book. And we print on quality paper. Everything about it is quality. That's $45. But if you do the early bird today, you can grab the early bird for $35. So I highly recommend, if you're thinking about it, grab it tonight and lock it in. I posted the links in the original post along with the comments. I'll post it in the comments again in case you're just joining us. But so those are the base rewards. It gets you Last Light. Now, if you're new to Bardstone, and then oh wait. Before I move on, I forgot. Right here. Kevin Miner, our inker, is also making available the original 11x17 bristleboard inked artwork for his cover. So for $110, you can grab this original one-of-a-kind piece, and you will get the corresponding cover, which is right here that you see, the corresponding full-color cover of his as an issue. So those will come together. So you want to grab that if you can. You can get it as a reward. Then you go into add-on. So what's cool about Kickstarter is once you order, it takes you to the add-on menu where you can go and add additional items. Now, in the add-on menus, Kevin has 14 of his inked pages of the interiors available also. So those are $55 each. And you can scroll down, find those. They are determined on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're the first one to grab some of this original art, you will get the first choice of pages. And then whoever's second will get second choice of the remaining, and so on and so forth. So that's what you have there. But then in addition to those original pages, what I want to point out is, I'm going to take this down for a second, make this large, is if you're new to Bardstone and have not gotten into our Crimson Shadow series, all of our Crimson Shadows books are going to be available through the add-on menu. So this is our graphic novel we recently did. This is 200 pages of full color excitement. It's really good. Nice thick binding there, and give you an idea of some of the interiors. There's special editions there. I want to get you into the action. So it's a lot of fun, this book here. So this is the trade. It's Crimson Shadows, The Ripper of Whitechapel, 200-page trade. It's good stuff. Oh, there's the back side there. In addition to that, that's the soft cover. We have multiple covers available of that, but we also have a hardcover edition. Kevin Meinert did the hardcovers artwork, but you got the interiors there. So good stuff there. And then if you like to collect individual issues, we also have the individual issues available of Crimson Shadows. We have 4 different issues. Now the trade, just for full disclosure, the trade contains all 4 issues of story, but it has a bonus 28 pages of story on top of the story in the books. So with this, it's almost a whole, actually it's like 1.5 extra stories in it of if it was a standalone issue. So that's a lot of extra story content. But we got these Crimson Shadows books here, multiple covers available. Good times by all. If you don't know what the Crimson Shadows story is, it's kind of like Last Light, historical fiction. For ours, we go back a little farther into the late 1800s to the Jack the Ripper case. That's what we're following there. And then we weave the real life details and history and events and evidence and people, take all of that, weave it together into this universe where we also have our versions of the classic horror monsters. So we have Dracula, vampires. We have our version of Frankenstein, which we get a lot of compliments on there. So we have Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. As the universe goes on, we're going to add others also. Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame. All these famous literary works and creatures we're working into our universe with our little spin. But what makes us unique, as far as I know, is the origin stories of our characters. We remain true to the original novels as envisioned by the classic iconic writer. So here, Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley. This is the foundation of our version of Frankenstein. And you can buy this. We have a full-blown novel available containing all of the works. The beginning of every chapter has an illustration. The illustrations are done by me, and we stay true to Mary Shelley's vision and what she writes. So the interior is 100% the original novel by Mary Shelley. The illustrations are done by me, but then also we have an original prologue and epilogue in the books. And what we did is we have it narrated by our version, our Crimson Shadows universe, Dracula. He's the narrator for the prologue and epilogue. And through his narration, you, the reader, learn how this story connects into our story. So he kind of provides the needed data to bridge the gap. So it's a lot of fun, that whole universe. Then we also have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And this one's by Robert Louis Stevenson. And just like with Frankenstein, the interior is 100% his novel. Illustrations are done by me. And then we also have a prologue and epilogue in these stories that tie into our Crimson universe, also narrated by Dracula. So it's a lot of fun doing these. And with the different creatures, we are tying in those original novels. Part of it is, the main reason for doing that is we have characters like Frankenstein, for instance, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. These books have been out for over 200 years. And it's, or not over 200, but about 200 and something. Anyways, I guess it depends on which book I'm talking about. Either way, they've been out a long time, well over 100 years. And they're so intertwined with pop culture, these characters, that you don't know. We think we understand them and we know their story because of what we know through pop culture. But what kind of kicked it off was this one here. When I read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the whole book was a surprise to me. The ending was very surprising to me. And it kind of just got me thinking how little we know. So then I went and read Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein. Also, completely different than what we know. Most of what we know in pop culture actually comes from the movies and the various iterations that have been done of the monster, Frankenstein's monster. So, in reading Mary Shelley's version, I came up with a character that I tried to stay true to her vision, but also make it unique, but honoring the iconic look that we know. And so I've created my own unique character of Frankenstein's monster. But in the movies, we tend to know him as this lumbering giant who's, very simple-minded, simply spoken. But in Mary Shelley's version, he was intended to be the next step in evolution for mankind. He was highly intelligent, could speak, very fast, very agile, very strong. He was like the peak of everything. So I incorporate a lot of those traits into our version of Frankenstein. So anyways, all of these different books are available, whether it's the novels, the standalone issues, the trade books, or even we have other series also, like, for instance, Wretched Realms. This is another series that I've done. Wretched Realms issue 1 is a Western. So this is a story. This one is 100% fiction. And that one is tied into the Crimson Universe, though, through the bounty hunter that is in this book. This is almost like an introductory, and my intention is to have the Wretched Realm series go on until the early days of the tales of the early days of our bounty hunter that's in the in the Crimson Shadows series. So Crimson Shadows, he's older. Wretched Realms is his younger years going through the American wilderness, the Wild West, and battling various cryptids and monsters and creatures and things that he encounters in his journeys in America. So that's, and then in Crimson Shadows, he comes over to England because he's seeking the bounty on Jack the Ripper. So that's what we have there. So it's been a lot of fun creating these worlds and universes. And I'm doing it in a way where I have little threads that connect to each other. And through you guys and your sponsorship of our Last Light series and our other ones, you guys joining in and taking part of that will help grow this to the point. We really want to get it to the point where we can start guaranteeing 10,000 raise per issue. That way we can start hiring on the artists needed to produce at a faster pace. That's really the goal here. We want to grow. We have so many stories in the works that we want to bring to you guys. Right now, it's just that, it's myself, Kevin Miner, and Brett Pinson are the main three in Bardstone. And then we bring on guests. Like for Last Light, I have my good friend Darren O'Brien. He's the creator and co-writer of it, whereas I co-wrote with him. And then I'm the artist involved, in this case, the penciler and the colorist. We have Kevin joining in as inks, Shara Lima as color flats, and Brett Pinson as letterer. So that just gives you an idea of what we have going on there. But like I said, the early bird special it ends tonight. So don't wait. Go grab it. You're not going to get a better deal. And then you can add on if you want those Crimson Shadows books, if you want additional copies of this, if maybe as gifts for somebody or whatever, or you want some copies to read and some copies that you can package right away. And all of our individual issues are shipped, bagged, and boarded to protect them. So that's good there. I thought I would read really quick the story here. So if you want to hear what the story is about, I'll do that. Darren updated the description here. And so I'm going to read this really quick. I got to get my storytelling voice going. All right. So here we go. The story. In the remote, unforgiving wilderness of Siberia, where dense forests and icy expanses guard secrets long forgotten, an ancient terror is about to break free. A terror that will not only rewrite history, but threatens to push humanity to the very edge of extinction. Last Light is a gripping blend of historical fiction, scientific thriller, and cosmic horror that thrusts readers into the chilling aftermath of the Tunguska event, a mysterious explosion that shattered the Siberian skies in 1908. What the world assumed was a natural disaster was, in fact, something far more sinister and far more terrifying. In Last Light, science, ambition, and fate collide as the Tsarist military urgently dispatches a team of elite soldiers and brilliant scientists to investigate Ground Zero. Led by the brilliant yet headstrong Dr. Nikolai Akilichenko, the clandestine operation is tasked with uncovering the true source of this cataclysmic event. But as they dig deeper into the Siberian wilderness, they unearth far more than they bargained for. What they uncover is no mere scientific anomaly, but a lurking evil that threatens to infect everything and everyone it touches. As the infecting evil spreads, allies turn into enemies and hidden agendas come to light. Historical figures like the enigmatic, blah, 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 inventor Nikola Tesla, Tsar Nicholas II, and the notorious occultist Gregory Rasputin are drawn into the shadowy struggle for control over this alien power. The deeper they delve, the more they realize that this horrifying force has begun to manipulate minds, turning humanity's fragile reality into a cosmic battleground. Last Light sets the stage for a tense, high-stakes conflict set in the crumbling world of 1908 Tsarist Russia, where the political chaos of the empire becomes the backdrop for an unfolding nightmare. The nameless horror is stirring, its power growing by the day, and humanity's future slipping through its fingers. The fight for survival and for the soul of the world is only the beginning. Prepare for a pulse-pounding journey in Last Light, where historical fiction meets chilling horror science and the dread of the unknown. Will humanity withstand the awakening storm? Or will the growing darkness from another realm reshape the course of history forever? Pre-order now and be part of the groundbreaking launch of this thrilling comic series that dares to explore the darkest corners of history and imagination, exclusively on Kickstarter. So there you have it. That's our description, as read by me. Links are being posted once again, just in case people just popped in. But yeah, it's this series is fun. It's a lot of fun. Let's see if I can pull up some sample artwork so I can share that with you as well. Let's see if I can find it. Desktop. I think I might have them on my other computer. Yeah, I got it on the other computer. Thought I had the samples on here. I don't. So you will have to wait for that. I could do. I'll just go back to here. So actually, what I could do is I can zoom in. That's what I'll do. That way you can see this better. There we go. So here's some of the sample pages. As you can see, right now, all the flat colors are done for all 32 pages. And I'm working on the final additions, final highlights and shadows and things like that. So here you see a couple of sample pages thrown in, and you see a couple that are just the inked pages. Those are full color though, so we'll be getting those soon. So a lot of good times. There's something that's occurring here. You can look at this middle panel. I don't want to give any spoilers though, so just so you can see a little bit for yourself there. But if you like, what would be? I'm not saying it's the same at all, but in the genre of, you might, if you enjoy Walking Dead, I think you'll enjoy this. If you like history and that time frame of, the world is, it was a crazy world at the time, and everything was leading towards the war to end all wars, which we now know as World War One. But at the time, they thought that World War was that was going to end all future wars, and the world is going towards that direction. So we explore that in future issues. We're going to witness the Bolshevik Revolution and those other things as well, and how this all works in together with all of those things. So we've been working hard to come up with a really cool storyline. And then I think lengthwise, ideally 3 issues, but I think we're going to have to do 5 for the initial arc. And then, of course, depending on how it's received by all of you, the backers, that will decide if, can we bring this further and do more. So that's ultimately decided by you. The last thing I want to ask, the ask I have is regarding, once you click on the link and you go here, you're going to come to this page. So right now we're at $960. If you want to back it, this green button here, you click that and you can make your pledge, and then you'll choose your reward. Oh, sorry. And so on and so forth. You choose all that. But after you're done, or even if you don't do that, if you're not ready to back yet, you can do remind me. Click that, put your information in, and it will update you so you don't forget to check on it. And then the important step, whether you back the project or don't, please click on one of these to share it. The algorithms, the social media algorithms are the hardest thing to overcome. And when we do a post, only so many people see our posts directly. But when you guys share it and we have organic sharing, organic growth, that's when we overpower the algorithm and people find us. So we really need you guys to share. Even if you're not going to donate, please share it onto your page. So when you go here, the one I like, you can click here and go straight to a Facebook post, straight to a Twitter post. You can email. Or this one, if you click this, it gives you what's called a short link. Just copy that, and then you can paste it into whatever you want. Paste it into a social media post, paste it into a text, an email, anything you want that you can put links into. You can just paste that in there, and whoever reads it will be able to click on it and find our project. So there you have it. That's where we're at. Last Light. Early bird special ends tonight. We only have a few hours left of that. And then our covers that are available, the interiors of the book, give you an idea there. And then the rewards. So please go. Sharing is caring. Share the link. Do all that fun stuff. And we would be very grateful for all of you who do that. Let's say later on you don't remember how to find us. If you don't remember, all you got to do is type in bardstone.com. So if you can remember Bardstone and nothing else, go to bardstone.com. And then here we go. You just click on this and it will take you there. If you scroll down, you'll see some of our other books. We've done Wretched Realms, Crimson Shadows, Emmanuel, God With Us. We have Poe, Macabre Master, So we got some good stuff. We've been busy producing the content. People have been loving it. A high return rate too for people who've backed us before or bought from us at comic book conventions. Means a lot to us for all of you who come back and support our Kickstarters. This is our 15th Kickstarter for Bardstone. So we're very experienced. We know what we're doing. We're not going to drop the ball on this. It will be getting over to you, and I guarantee you'll be happy with what you see. So there you have it. Last time I'm going to post it in the comments here. There you go. Last Light issue number 1. If you want multiple issues so that you can put them, save them for hopefully someday this gets picked up and made into something big. That would be amazing. And yeah, so thank you guys for checking in. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to getting this done so I can get it into everyone's hands. You take care. Bye.